G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping straight into Go Battle League, and as you can see, currently ace ranked. Just a big thank you to all those new subscribers out there. Helping me get the channel above 500 is really quite good. So thanks very much to anyone that's new and old. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that button down below so we can build the channel even further. So for now, as you can see, we're in the Great Go Battle League and we're going to jump in. So currently running in the Great League, and in my previous video I showed a video of Haunter in the Great League as my lead, and this time we're going to jump in, but we're going to jump into the Great League Remix. So Great League Remix running the same team, so Haunter with Shadow Claw, Shadow Punch and Sludge Bomb, Diggersby with Mudshot, Fire Punch and Earthquake, and Lapras with Ice Shard, Skull Bash and Surf. So questionable moves on Lapras there, so I don't know about the Skull Bash because there's not going to be the Azumarill mirror, Azumarill matchup, and there's probably not going to be that many Lapras matchups in this league either, so we'll see how we go. So on the lead we've got Frostlass, so really good lead because it is so glassy, and Gengar just absolutely chunks away. As you can see, those Shadow Claws are doing a huge amount of damage, so they swap into the Mandibuzz there, and I'm a little bit slow to swap out. I should have just swapped straight into the Lapras, and this is an instance where Ice Beam would be better than Skull Bash because it's going to be doing super effective damage against the Mandibuzz, and I also would have got there before they got to this next charge move, so would have been definitely the play to make. So for this one, what I'm going to do is go over by just a fraction and throw the Skull Bash. We'll see if they want to shield this up. I can't imagine they will. I imagine they'll be letting this one go. And they shielded up. Okay, fine. So managed to get a shield here, and because I am buffed on the defense, I'm able to get to a Surf as well as the Skull Bash, and we'll see if they want to double shield this thing. They're going to double shield. Ouch. So we got a CMP tie, which is absolutely perfect for me. I will shield this up. Okay, so questionable play there. We'll see what they want to do. I guess because I've got the buff, it did take them a little bit longer to take me down. They've got no shields, and I'll be able to come in here and farm with my Diggersby. So Diggersby with energy is going to be absolutely outstanding against, well, pretty much anything in this league, apart from Mandibuzz is going to be a horrible matchup for it because obviously the mud shots are doing absolutely nothing to the flying type, and it's taking an age to charge this thing down, but it does mean I have all of the energy in the world, and I'm going to let this charge move go as well because Mandibuzz is so defense weighted, it just doesn't do much in charge moves, and out comes the Frostlass, and this is, I guess, the right play. Come in and try and force my shield, which they have done. So going to swap into my own Haunter here and look to snipe this thing out, and we'll see how much damage a Shadow Punch does. Boom! It almost takes it out. I need to get one extra Shadow Claw through, and then I expect the expect the Mandibuzz to come back out, but they came out with the Stun Fist. So for this, I'm going to have to be careful of a sack swap when I come in with my Diggersby, because they will be looking to potentially catch an Earthquake on the Mandibuzz, so got to be aware of that and hope that they do not do it. Going to be looking to charge me all the way down, which is fine, and then unfortunately we CMP tie, and they're able to get to a charge move before I am able to get to mine. It is the Mud Bomb, which isn't going to do too much damage. Going to throw the Earthquake straight away to stop them being able to swap that out. Going to undercharge, hopefully get a little bit of farm, but I'm not able to do so. It lets me, I am able to get to the Fire Punch though, and that's going to be enough to take out the Mandibuzz with its tiny amount of health left. So good game right there, and it turns out that I did manage to undercharge the right amount because they had the Stunfisk in the back that took one Mud Bomb and down it went. So very good for me to be able to take that game. So game number 1 done and dusted. So yeah, questionable there. So Haunter into Beedrill. So got to be watching for the drill run here. So it takes 7 to get to the first drill run, 6 to get to the second one. Gonna want to look to throw my Shadow Punch before they get to their charge move, and see what they want to do. So I don't know whether they'll want to shield this up or not, and they do, so that's interesting here. The problem here is it's going to be a Fell Stinger, I would imagine, for this first one. Let's see, yeah, so it is the Fell Stinger, so it's, yeah, brutal. But going to look to charge up a little bit of extra energy again, going to be doing a little bit more damage. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, because the thing that's going to take me out is the drill run, and I'm going to let this go. If they want to throw a drill run, throw a drill run. Let's see what they've got. And it's another Fell Stinger, so that's really bad for them, because I did not bait out my shield. I'm able to survive, and I'm going to be able to go up a shield and also win switch advantage. So this is massive. So let's see what they come out with. Out comes an Abomasnow. I'm not going to be able to get to get to the Sludge Bomb, which I would have really liked to. So I'm just going to do a little bit of chip damage with the Shadow Punch. Because it's a Shadow, as you can see, it does a huge amount of damage, which is absolutely outstanding for me. So the question here is, what do I come in with? So I'm going to come in with a Lapras and look to farm down. Going to be doing neutral damage because of the ice typing, along with the grass. I'm going to shield this up, and it is the Energy Ball, so that works out perfectly for me. Registeel comes out, and I'm trying to swap, and that's fine. So they are going to beat me to a Focus Blast here, which is absolutely fine. Focus Blast will not take me out. And what I actually want to do is come in and not let them farm this down, because I do not want them to have energy on the Shadow prior. So I'm going to throw this Earthquake. It's going to get it very low. And then let's see, I probably will get to a Fire Punch here, but I'm not going to throw the Fire Punch. So I don't know whether I would have. So I had enough energy, but I think that would have been a CMP tie, and I do think they would have won there. However, because they've just thrown that Flash Cannon, I know that they're not going to have enough energy to get to another one. They know the same, and they say, good game, and off they go, because, yeah, the reason you do not want the Shadow Abomasnow to charge up energy and then be able to throw an energy ball onto Lapras. That just wouldn't be a fun time for me. So thankfully I was able to get the job done and take that game. So we'll jump into the next one, see what we get. So Nidoqueen, again, it's another one of those bait dependent things. So if they go straight Earth Power, really not ideal for me. If they go for instead they decide to swap out, and we do have the Lapra Mirror match, so this works out really nicely for me, although I was a little bit slow on swapping this in, and I think they might be running Skull Bash, so I'm going to shield this up, and it is a Skull Bash. So that is a massive shield, and I'm really actually glad I used the shield there, because now, obviously, my Skull Bash is going to be doing less damage, but they do not want to shield anyway. But it does mean that now the next Skull Bash that they throw will be doing resisted damage to me, which is absolutely perfect. well, not resisted, but because I've got a defense buff, going to be doing less damage. So I'm going to let this one go. We'll see if they want to throw another Skull Bash, and they do. Takes me down into the yellow, and then going to over farm by just a little bit, not get too greedy because I don't want them to get to a surf without having to pay a shield to get there. So we'll see if they want to shield this up or not. Turns out that they don't, and that's enough to take it out, and I've been double buffed, so it works out really nicely for me. Let's see what they want to come back in with. Can't imagine they'll come in with Nidoqueen, but they come in with a Drift Blimp here. So this works out nicely for me because I know that my Diggersby has massive amounts of play, so it's running Hex, which is perfect, and let's see what they want to do. So probably should be throwing the Surf here. Yeah, 100% should have thrown the Surf there. Don't know why I was waiting to go for Skull Bash, just to get a little bit of extra chip damage. So there's the Shadow Ball. So they're going to be running Bubble Beam, Shadow Ball. My Diggersby has all the play in the world. So they've got 2 shields, and they swap into their Nidoqueen, and I'm going to swap straight into my Haunter and throw these Shadow Punches and try and burn some of their shields. So not sure what they're planning to do here, but just going to go straight into the next one and see if they want to shield this up. If not, then fine by me. Okay, so there's their first shield. I'm going to let this go because I know that my Diggersby is what I want. Right play, it is the Earth Power that's going to take me out, and then I'm going to come in and look to farm with my Diggersby, but I don't want to get too greedy because I don't want them to throw energy and debuff me, so meaning that I take more damage. So I'm actually just going to throw this Fire Punch straight away, just so they don't debuff me. Now, this is the tricky part, so they are going to be throwing Bubble Beams like crazy and debuffing me. The question is, can I get to probably 3 Earthquakes before they are able to, well, combination of, well, it's bubble. They have to bubble me down. Hexes do absolutely nothing, and Shadow Ball's also going to be doing nothing. So I'm going to look to over farm here a little bit and throw straight into this Earthquake, and we'll see what they want to do. The question is, should I bait in this situation? The answer is probably yes, but they decide to no shield, so that's a massive no shield. So really glad I decided not to try and bait there. And now I can throw Fire Punches to put them within range. So at this point, because they no shielded that, puts me in a really nice spot, and I'm going to be able to Fire Punch this down. I've been debuffed to Oblivion, so I'll probably take more than a Fire Punch, even at this range, to take this thing out. So let's see how much damage this does. So I imagine they will shield this up. Well, they may shield this up, or they may say good game. No, they decide to shield it up. That's fine. And then I'll throw my next Fire Punch, and let's see if that's actually enough to take it out. They've got a slither of health. It'll be ridiculous if it doesn't, but I don't think it does, you know. Yeah, so it doesn't. So we've got 10 seconds to go, and this is not looking good. They may be able to force... Well, they've got 1 HP, so as long as time's not up the second this ends, I'm okay. So time is up, but I'm able to just do enough damage to take them out and take the win. I did have more health left than them, but was able to take the win, which is really, really good. Almost timed me out there, and much closer than it probably needed to be. So we'll jump into this next one, and hopefully we can get another good game. So in that instance, it's really tough in that situation because you want to try and... It would have been really good to have Haunter as to be able to keep Haunter and have that clear my debuff, but obviously that wasn't an option. So we've got Tropius on the lead, so this is going to be interesting here. So Tropius takes an age to get to a charge move, so I'm actually just going to overfarm by just a fraction and then just go straight Sludge Bomb. If they shield up, I can match their shields. If they decide not to shield, this is going to be doing a lot of damage. Oh, and when I say a lot of damage, I mean KOing. That is brutal. So good start for me there, and out comes Blastoise, and I'm going to throw the Shadow Punch here, and we'll see if we get a shield. So we got a shield for that one. So worried about the second Sludge Bomb coming through, but works out well for me because I'm going to be able to line up my Lapras against this, and then out comes Frostlass. So going to need to use both my shields for my Diggersby here. Let's see if I actually shield this up. I should, because it will be Avalanche. I'll be doing a lot of damage. I will be able to survive one Avalanche. So the question is, should I let one of those go? But I am going to be throwing these Fire Punches. So Fire Punches coming through, and we'll see if they want to shield this up or not, and they do, so it works out okay for me. So they're down to no shields, and I'm able to get to another Fire Punch before they throw energy, so this is absolutely perfect. Throw the Fire Punch, going to be doing, well, reasonable amounts of damage here, and the question here is, do I want to shield this up, or do I want to let it go? So I'm actually going to let this go. I don't know. I hope that the Avalanche KOs at this range, but we'll find out. So yes, it does, which means I won't get any extra farm, and I'm actually just going to go straight for the Surf. Reason for that is I don't want to have to shield up a Shadow Ball, because, well, who wants to use an extra shield when you don't have to, and because Frostlass is so glassy, as you can see, it was taken out by a Surf there, so that works out really well. So I'm going to let this first one go. Expect it to be a Hydro Cannon. I think this thing's going to just try and Hydro Cannon me into oblivion, because it could be running an Ice type charge move as its secondary move. Let's see if we find out. So shielded that one up, and it's another Hydro. So I guess the next one will determine whether it is going to be a have another charge move, or if it's going to be running Hydro Cannon, like Ice Beam or something like that. Hydro Cannon comes through, so chances are that it's not running a decent move for its secondary move. Unfortunately, I did a little bit of over tap there, so put myself in a bit more danger than I needed to, but able to get the Skull Bash off and take out the Blastoise. So good game right there. Got to be careful of that over tap, because it is, yeah, brutal, absolutely brutal. So able to go, what, 4-0 so far, so good set to date. Hopefully we can get a positive lead. So we haven't had necessarily, well, we've had fairly positive leads. We've been lucky with shielding and shielding from the opposition, so just going straight moves and hoping for the shield bait. And when I say we've got good matchups, Obstagoon. So this is something I've been running a lot into a lot. Unfortunately, it is not a good matchup for me. So Night Slash is going to be absolutely massive here. Let's see if it actually takes me out. It doesn't quite take me out, but it gets me very, very close. So I'm just going to throw straight Sludge Bomb, and we'll see what they want to do. So are they going to spend a shield here, or are they just going to let it go through? So they let it go through, which is absolutely outstanding for me, because obviously Obstagoon is an absolute nightmare for my entire team. So I don't really want to be, having to, try and take this thing out. So Sludge Bomb is probably the move that's going to do the most damage in my team to the Obstagoon. So really good that they decided not to shield that up. And it is a glaring weakness that this team does have. Throw the Fire Punch, and they decide not to shield it up, and out comes the Jelly Scent. So that's really interesting. What have they got in the back that doesn't want to see Diggersby? Because you wouldn't think that this is a very good matchup. So they throw the Bubble Beam here, and I'm just going to go straight Earthquake. Again, Hexes do absolutely nothing to Diggersby because of the normal typing, and we'll see if they want to shield this up, and they do. So there goes their first shield, which is fine. I was expecting that. They've got to another Bubble, and again, I don't want to shield this up because it's a Bubble Beam. No one wants to shield up a Bubble Beam, but they potentially will get to another one before I can get to a charge move. But no, I'm actually able to get there, so happy days. So I'm going to throw the Earthquake here, and we'll see if they want to throw a second shield in. They do not, and let's see what they want to do. They're going to go straight Bubble Beam, which is fine. The question here is, do I want to shield this up because they would then have to throw another charge move, but I'm going to let it go. Again, so this is a tough spot to be in because they can just bubble beam me here and causes me a lot of trouble. And in the back they've got what is it, a Alolan Sandslash, and that's why they didn't want to match up against my Diggersby, because that thing's going to get absolutely wrecked by Fire Punch. So I'm able to get to a second Surf here, and as you can see, it is chunking away at this thing. So going to look to charge up a little bit of extra energy. I expect this to have like Ice Punch and Bulldoze. Brutal. So Bulldoze is going to be a little bit more effective than the Ice Punch, which is really unfortunate for me, but I want to try and commit to the farm down now. Unfortunately, not able to do it, and I'm going to shield this up, and I'm really hoping they're not baiting with an Ice Punch. Let's see, it is the Ice Punch. Brutal. So going to look to charge this down, and they swap into Jellicent. I've got energy stored, so time to just throw these Surfs. So Surfs, there's one, and they wanted to shield that up. Able to go straight into the second one, and let's see what that's going to do. Is it enough to KO? Not quite, which is very, very unfortunate. I'm going to shield this up, even though potentially it's going to be a Bubble Beam, which is going to be absolutely brutal. So I've shielded up an Ice Punch and a Bubble Beam. So basically, I've wasted my shields. They were not able to get to a Shadow Ball, so that is absolutely outstanding. And that's a good game right there. I think there was a little bit of health left on their Sandslash, but they decided to let it go. So able to take that game and go 5-0. So this team of Haunted, Diggersby and Lapras in the Remix Cup worked out really well. Like I said, its massive weakness is a lead to Obstagoon, and Obstagoon weirdly is everywhere, so it might be time for a bit of a change, even though I've just gone 5-0. That Obstagoon match was very, very lucky. I had very good matchups in the back, and the fact that they didn't shield that Sludge Bomb just was the only reason I could possibly win that game. So, good game there. Able to get the excellent throw, which is great. No XL candy, which is not so great, but I mean, it is what it is. So, let's see what that does to my ranking. But like I said at the start, if you're new to the channel, like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below. Otherwise, hopefully this was interesting for someone. Haunter is an absolute glass cannon, but it just can put in some damage if gets the right matchups, and the combination of Shadow Punch and Sludge Bomb or Shadow Ball, depending on what you want to run, is outstanding. So you've got some real good bait potential, because you don't want to shield up a Shadow Punch. Equally, you don't want to be hit by a Sludge Bomb, because it just does huge amounts of damage, as you saw on like a Tropius, or if someone's running a Fairy, it will absolutely one-shot the Fairies. So that's it for me for now. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.